Okay, hi friends. Pam Shepherd with Pamela Shepherd Productions here. And I'm going to be doing I don't even know if she calls it square a week or quilts by the week. But anyhow, Ruby Lockwood is doing quilt as you go along, and she's going to do, I think, 2 blocks a week or something like that. Well, she already started. She did her first 2 blocks, and I didn't join in. And then as I was watching her, I thought, oh man, I wish I would have joined in and been a part of that. So I went ahead and she said what she did was she got some of the jelly rolls like you get from Joann's or online or Amazon, anywhere. And she cut them down to 2 inches. They come 2.5 inches, but she cut them all down to 2 inches. So I did the same. I laid them out and I cut them 2 inches. So I have all of these from some of the leftover jelly rolls that I had. And then I had another fabric that I thought was so pretty, and it was this. So I cut these in 2-inch strips. And then I had another fabric that actually went kind of good with it that I thought. And so I cut these in 2-inch strips. So, you know, with the combination, well, let me see if I can widen you out. Let me see. Nope, that's going in. Okay, so, you know, it's just going to be this different kind of color scheme. You can see kind of all of those. And so I have several of these different things. So I'm going to do them in this color scheme. And I have everything pretty much cut in 2 inches. All of these. Now if I use those white ones or light colored ones over there, those are all still in 2.5. Do they come 2.5? Yeah, I think they come 2.5 inches for the jelly rolls. Okay. Then what you do is you take a piece of batting. I have this piece of cotton batting, and honestly, I think I got this at Walmart. I did order some from Joann's because they had all of their batting and stuff 60% off. So, okay. So she says to, you know, go from corner to corner. And then when you get to this corner over here, you know, she said to cut it, you know, leave plenty of there. Don't cut it too short. And then just cut it off square. Like that. You do the same thing. You go beside it here, and you make sure that it goes all the way, you know, to the top there. And you make it go, sure it goes all the way to the bottom there. And then you just cut it off straight, and you just have it fabric side up, like this. And then I think the next one I'll do is, yeah, maybe I should do one of these next. This to where it'll go all the way to there. So I'm going to cut it straight across. So we'll take this one and we'll put it right here. And take it clear up to where we completely cover that right here, and cut it across. Then, so maybe we'll do this one that had the blue in it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll put this one here, and that would be completely covered, and this one would be completely covered. Okay. Then I need a little bit on the edge over there, and a little bit on this one, and a little bit on this one. Okay, so I'm going to move this fabric all completely off my desk, and what I'm going to do is you take all your pattern and you move it off to the side. So I'm going to just set this one here, and this one, and this one. Leave the middle one on there, then take this one, and this one, set those on to the side. Now, She said what you do with this one is you want to find the exact middle. So she said to take and fold it in half, and she's not using the iron on all this to begin with. So she took this, and you can take, she said, either your fingernail or a bone folder, and yeah, like that. Okay, so after you have this, I folded this side and made the big crease in it and put it down the middle, and the same thing here. So now I'm going to make sure that my crease is exactly on the middle, and then I need to pin it so that it doesn't move. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this one. Make sure it's right exactly down the middle. Make sure it's straight. You don't want to, evidently this batting does somewhat stretch, so you don't want to just tug and pull on that. Okay, so we've got this going. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the fabric that I have for the very next one, and we're going to put it here and here. And we don't have the backing on this. This is Quilt As You Go, but you don't have the backing. You only just have the batting, you know, just the innards and this. And you want to make sure that it goes clear. Let me put you in so you can see what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that it goes clear, clear past this white. And the same thing over here. Barely go past the white. And you're going to take only just 1/4 of an inch of, you're only going to take 1/4 of an inch of a seam all the way down. Got to keep it nice and straight because it'll matter, you know, as you go, because we're going to quilt as we go. So I'm going to do one more in the middle just to make sure we have it right in the middle. And then she said, I believe what she said was when she's sewing these pieces on like this, the tension with number 2 stitches, and then when she actually does the quilting part, she changes it to 3. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine, pull this across here. I'm going to sew it right on top of this, but I'm only going to make sure I only just do it 1/4 of a seam. And then I'll be back and show you what she said to do next. Okay, so I sewed 1/4 of an inch all the way down. Can't remember if it was on this side. Yeah, it was. So I sewed 1/4 of an inch all the way down. I'll zoom it in so you can see. Okay, and you can see that I did 1/4 of an inch all the way down. Then what she said to do was open it up, and she's not planning to iron it in between each one because of her batting. So she said to use your fingernail or whatever, and to do it, you know, like that kind of a seam with your fingernail, and that actually does work pretty good. So it's sewed to the back, as you can see, and so you have your first seam going down like that. So then you take your next piece, because you've got to get it past each side when you fold it over. Got to make sure and have it long enough. So then you'll take and put it right here, and I'm going to go down across here. I'm going to pin it right here. I'm going to go ahead and pin the middle as well, and I'll pin the edge. Okay, and I'm going to go sew this seam, and I'll be right back. Okay, alrighty, so I've sewn this piece 1/4 of an inch all the way down, and I'm going to fold it over, and we're going to use the bone folder, and we're going to make it nice and flat. There we go. Okay, then we'll go get the next one, get busy. All right, I'll pin this here. I'm going to go back to the sewing machine. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I did my 1/4 of an inch of a seam there. Then I'm going to use my bone folder. I'm going to pin this one. And I'll be right back with my 1/4 inch seam and see how we're doing. Okay, so I'm back and I have sewn each one of these pieces to the 8-inch batting square that I have. All the batting squares are 8 inches square. And then for this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess fabric and some of these strings. Put them off to the side like this. And I'm going to, you can use, whatever straight edge you have, but I have this and that's what I'm going to use. And so I'm going to put it up here to the edge. And I'm going to take my Fiskars rotary cutter. Oops, I went right into my place I wasn't supposed to go. Oh well. That's soft for doing hot glue. Whoopsie. Okay. And we'll do it right here. And turn it. Cut it right here. And the last side right here. Whoops, I kind of moved it. Okay. Okay, so then this is what I have. I'm ready. This is my 8-inch square. And then what I'm going to do is use some of this that I have used on all of the squares before. I don't do it on the first one or the second one, but between these two. And when I'm doing it, I'm trying to keep it consistent, so I always put this little edge with holes and stuff towards the inside. That's just how I've done it on this whole entire quilt so far, so that's why I'm doing that. Okay, actually when I'm doing it right now, it's not going to show on the back side of the quilt because this is just going to show on the batting, and then when I put the back on, you'll be able to see what I mean. So I'm going to cut this off. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Not the first one, not the second one, but between the second and third one. And when you sew these laces on, you're supposed to do what they call stitch in the ditch. And that is, you're supposed to stitch it right where this one same stitch was, so you're stitching in the ditch. It won't really matter because it won't show on the quilt itself because this will be inside the back piece. Okay. Oops. Alrighty then, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go to the machine real quick and I'm going to stitch this on, and oh, that one's crooked, isn't it? I'm going to stitch this one on and this one on. So I got that straight. Okay, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I have this square that I've made, the 8-inch square, and we've sewn it just on the batting side, just with the batting only. Get some of these strings off. Now I'm going to take one of the backings that I've cut, and all of these are 10 inches, 10-inch fabric. I'm using cotton fabric for all of mine, and these are 10-inch. So I'm going to take and put this right about at where it goes to 10 inches. And then I'm going to put this right in the middle. There should be 1 inch all the way around. Okay. Alrighty. So I've got it all the way around. You know, if I'm worried that I don't quite have that side that I can't see well, then I'll pull it this way. It looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to take and put me a couple of pins in here so it won't move. Now, this is where I'm actually going to be quilting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch on this side of this seam, this side, and I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch on this side of the seam, and 1/4 of an inch away on this one, and 1/4 of an inch away on this one, and every single one of them, because I want it to show on the back. So when I get to these laces, what I've discovered is if I go right down the center of this, where these little bitty holes are, well, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm talking about. On this particular one, you can do any one you want, but I'm going to sew right about in this where this is, and then I'm going to sew, which would be about 1/4 of an inch off of that side. So when I turn it over, it'll be the right distance apart, you know, for the quilting, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so one thing I do need to do is clip off that little bit of lace that's hanging over, and that little bit of lace that's hanging over. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to the sewing machine. Now, if you can, down in the comments, if you want me to rig up my camera so you can actually watch me sew. My sewing machine is over there. Like that, so my chair just rolls right over there so I can sew and then roll right back. So if you want to see me sew it, put it down in the comments and I'll do somewhere I'm going to sew it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go quilt this. Be right back. Okay, so I have this one sewn. So as you can see, there's the quilting on the back. If you do it 1/4 of an inch from each, this one you can see is a little crooked. That was this one. I didn't stay right on my edge, but I'm okay with it. I'm fine. But you see how far it goes, and they're all quilted already. So then I have this other one done as well. It's ready to go. So then now I'm going to put my two salmon colored ones together and my two floral ones together. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to line these completely up, but they have to be wrong sides together. So what I do, and this is what Ruby said to do, is fold it down and fold it down and try to get your pieces lined up really well, and try to get this one lined up. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go down a little ways. Let me make this straight at the bottom there. I want to go down just a little ways and pin it because I want to flip that section up. So see, I'm going to flip these two up, but I want them to stay where I had them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sew, I'm going to start and sew this as close to this as I can get all the way down. I have to be honest, there's a couple times I've gone on top of it a little bit, and it's okay. So let me go sew this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've sewn that together. Let me take my pins out. And I've sewn it together as close as I could get to it. And it looks pretty good, really. Not bad. Now is when I actually use my little iron. Let me tell you about my little iron. I am so in love with this little thing. My daughter got this for me. and it's pink like my whole craft room, and you put your water in right here. It's so adorable. It's just the cutest little thing ever. So it really actually does have steam. It comes with this little silicone deal that you can set it on, and then if you're not using it and it's cooled off, you can push it up inside here, and you can hang it up on the wall. Is that adorable? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I got it on Amazon. Okay, so then you're going to take these two pieces and you're going to spread them apart right up to the seam, and we're going to take our little iron and we're going to iron it out nice, and on this little iron you squeeze these two side pieces here, and that's your steam. Ooh, got it kind of wet. Okay, so this, it was supposed to be, you know, an inch on each side, if you will. Get some of these strings clipped off. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and fold it under a half an inch, really, just half of it all the way around. Fold it down like that. Now let me iron it real quick. Anyhow, so we're going to fold this under. Fold it under like this. And then we're going to press it. Okay. Then I'm going to take I bought this on Amazon, and it was so similar to this one that I put on each, on the little pieces. And then I thought, oh, this looks, except it's got a finish on both sides. So that's why I bought this, and I got a bunch of rolls of it. So you take and you put your wider piece, you start right here where this one starts and stops. Like so. And then you pin it . Okay. See, here's my little, well, I'm not getting in the right place, my little pin cup that has magnet down inside of it. I just love that. I have a video on that, how I made that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down this side, and I'm going to sew down that side. And then it'll hold this piece on here like that. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I sewed it down this side, and I sewed it down this side, and so when you turn it over, you can see. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this. I think this is so fun. Okay, I'm back. Now, remember when I was telling you sometimes one side is a little bit shorter than the other side, so you have to compensate for that a little bit. So I'm going to fold this one almost all the way down. Almost all the way down. Not quite all the way down. The biggest kicker for when you do that is you got to make sure and sew close enough on the outer edge to get that, so that you don't, so that it doesn't come loose. Well, maybe I could actually go a little farther than that. Let's see. There we go. Okay, then we'll put this like that. There we go. The steam. Then we'll take our lace that has two sides to it, two little on each side, and we'll pin this one here, and pin this one here, this one here. There we go. Oops. That made that one move over, didn't it? There we go. And you want to stop it at the top of these blocks, because you're going to end up doing this to the exact same. You're going to do this to the other blocks that you attach to it the same way, exactly. So I'm going to need to really make sure on this one. See how you can see through there? I gotta really get in those little holes there close to the side so it doesn't come loose. Yep. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I got it sewed, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have any. No, I got it all the way around there. So then you turn it over and see if I did it. Oh, I did okay. Not like perfect. Get some of these threads off of here. Okay. Okay, so then what you do is you take your other piece that you sewed, and you're going to put your two salmon colors together and your center together, and you're going to do the same thing that you did before. You're going to fold it under, and you're going to fold it under, and you're going to put them together and try to get them perfected there. Okay. Same exact thing, only it's just a longer piece. You can actually hide a little bit with your piece of lace that you're going to put across the top. Actually, that's quite good, I think. So let me put this here, holding that, and that. It's pretty okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. So we're going to fold this here. And then we're going to pull these two pieces out. We're going to go back to the sewing machine. Then we're going to sew this as close as we can possibly sew it without getting on top of it. Okay? We're going to sew right along here. If I can move that out a little bit so you can see it better. The two pieces together, remember, I have the two pieces, and they're back to back. I have the front side out and the front side out. We're going to sew these together as close as we possibly can sew it. And we're going to do this exact same thing on this long piece, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back from the machine, and I have sewn these two pieces together as close as I could. I'll get this over here. And they're matching up pretty good. Pretty good. So what we do is, once again, you're going to fold this out and press it down with my darling little oleoso, I guess is how you pronounce it, this little iron. Oh, I'm in love with this iron. It's so cute. And then this is just a pad that I used from my Cricut. So I figured, why not? Okay. Fits so nicely on my small little crafting desk. It just worked perfect. Okay, so then remember, we go back and we fold this under halfway. These are just about right, so it's supposed to be about a ½ an inch or so. Okay. Oh, this little iron is just the cutest little thing. It's so sweet. Okay, get these two pieces over here. Okay. Alright. Then I'll put this one over here. Cut my finger on one of the pins. I just jerked my finger across the pin and it kind of poked me. Okay. Okay. Now, we're going to get a piece of our, and we're only going to go to the top of the block. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom of this block, the other block, see? See, right here? I'm going to go right here. So we're going to take a pin, and then we'll take another pin. I really, really like this. I like it so much. And my daughter loves it. She wants this to be for her bed, and it's a king size bed, so I'm going to have my work cut out for me. Okay. Once again, I'll go to the sewing machine and I'll sew down this side, and then I'll sew down this side. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I've sewn that piece all the way down, and you can see on the back it's certainly not perfect. I got off a bit. Okay, so here we have the back and the front, and so then I'll take these 4 squares, and so of course the next square again exactly the same, and it's just going to be beautiful, and I love it so much. Couple of quick tips for you. I do like at least 3 bobbins at a time so that I don't have to just totally stop and redo all the bobbins, and it seems like you do run out. I've been using kind of a cream colored Gutermann thread. They told me to use that, and it's not, especially when you put it in your bobbin and it doesn't make as much dust and mess. They said to clean your bobbin every time, your bobbin area every time you change it. So anyhow, that is the quilt as you go, and I love this. So if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you want to watch me actually do some sewing on the sewing machine when I'm doing it, rather than turning it off and going over there. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all staying safe and having an okay time as best you can, being shut in during this time that we're all going through together. And I have been loving doing my quilt. But anyhow, God bless you, and thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and don't forget to give me a like sign if you like it. And thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I really appreciate it. We'll see all you good people later, okay? Bye-bye.